Hey guys, it's Adrian or BHA here, bringing you a new video. So the great folks over at Switchbot has sent me over some more cool products to show you guys. So for today, we're going to be looking at their outdoor spotlight camera. Now this thing is pretty cool. It's a small form factor, got a unique design, different than what you see on a lot of outdoor spotlight type cameras. But nonetheless, we're going to take a look at this one. We even have the solar panel to go with it. So basically, we can plug it in anywhere as long as we have internet connection. We should be able to get it online. So that makes it pretty cool as well. Without further ado, let's dive right in. So as you can see, if you were able to get this thing on Amazon's Prime Day, which is when this video was being filmed, you could get it on sale for about 67 bucks. But normally the price is $89.99. Now you can get that from Switchbot directly or from their Amazon storefront. If you're looking to get the solar panel with it as well, it bumps it up to about 120 bucks. Still not a bad deal for the whole package. 120 bucks for a camera with a solar panel is actually pretty nice. Nonetheless, let's dive right in and see what all we can do with it. Here we go. Alright, so we have both the camera and the solar panel here. We're going to start with the camera first. And as you can see, it's got all kinds of information on the outside of the box. It's got the camera's capabilities as well as everything that you kind of get inside the box. But if we open it up here, right here on top is the camera itself. And as you can see, it's got a unique design here. In fact, the mounting bracket is right here as well. Kind of all together. The light camera just kind of fits right inside there. Now to me, this is somewhat of a security failure, just because if you walked up to a house that had this camera mounted outside, you could easily just take the camera right out of the mounting bracket and run off with it if you wanted to. So I mean, on the back side here is the rubber seal that covers the USB-C power port. So it has that power port on there for you to charge the internal battery. Or if you were going to plug in the optional solar panel, you could use it for that as well. There's an SD card slot there for internal storage and the on-off switch for the camera light. Now, as far as what else comes in this box, we get the USB charging cable for charging the batteries. We also get mounting screws. Let's see, we get an instruction manual for getting it set up. If you needed to drill holes, you have a little sticker mounting template there that you can put and drill the holes before you put up the mounting bracket. And then it has another little mounting bracket there as well. I'm not really sure what that's for. Maybe we can find that out in the instructions. But let's go ahead and look at the solar panel box here and see what we get inside of it. You can see it's got the info on the outside of this box as well. But if we open it up, right there on top is the solar panel itself, and it has an extra long USB-C cable. It's pretty much for flexibility, giving you the ability to kind of mount this solar panel wherever you need to get maximum sunlight for charging the battery. As far as what else comes in the box, we got the mounting bracket. We have a sticker mounting template just like with the camera, so you can drill the holes as you needed to. We got the mounting screws and the instruction manual. I'm not really sure what all instructions you will need for hooking up the solar panel, but that's pretty much everything that comes in both of these boxes. So let's go over some of the main specs for this camera. So field of view, it looks like 126 degrees diagonal, 110 degrees horizontal, and 53 degrees vertical. Now this is only a 1080p camera, so it's a little lacking when you compare it to other outdoor spotlight cameras, because a lot of them are 2K or even 4K for that matter. So 1080p is a little bit on the lower end, but Of course, working with other Switchbot products, if you have a lot of Switchbot products, you know and are already comfortable with that Switchbot app, and so their ecosystem actually works really well together, so I think that definitely helps. This does infrared night vision as well as color night vision using that spotlight. It does do two-way audio utilizing that Switchbot app. This only supports 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, so you're not going to have the 5 gigahertz, but that's pretty standard there. The micro SD card slots supports up to 256 gigs, so that's nice. And then, of course, you have the option for cloud storage as well if you want to pay for that. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next step, and we'll get this thing installed. All right, so I was looking for a good spot that would have a decent Wi-Fi coverage outside my house and also get good sunlight for the solar panel. And I have a wooden post on the front of my house, which is for a flagpole, but we don't currently use it. The last flagpole we had kind of broke and we just haven't replaced it yet. So I'm going to take the flagpole bracket down and it's kind of already fallen off anyway. And then we'll put the camera kind of in its place. Should be pretty simple. As you can see in this clip, I removed the flagpole bracket and mounted the camera bracket. And that was pretty simple. I only used 2 screws since I'm not sure if this is going to be the final home or resting place for the camera, but that's where we're going to test it out, at least for right now. And then here in this last clip, you can see the solar panel mounted above the camera. Everything is hooked up. You can even see that the camera is pairing. You can even see that the camera is in pairing mode. You see that little flashing red light. That means it's ready to be added to the Switchbot app. So let's go ahead and move on to the next step and we'll take care of that. It should be pretty easy to get this added to the Switchbot app. We're going to hit Add Device up in the top corner. From there, you can see different device categories here. So we're going to look under Security, and there is Outdoor Spotlight Camera. We will select that, and now we need to configure Wi-Fi. So we want to make sure we're trying to add it to a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, because remember, 5 gigahertz isn't supported. So we can put that info here, and then we're going to hit Next. And then it will take it a little bit to complete the connection. I'll go ahead and fast forward that here, and boom, you can see it's now added. So we can adjust the name if we want, as well as give it a room location if we wanted to. Other than that, let's see, it's got all the installation information, which we don't need because we've already installed it. So we're going to skip through all that, but that's pretty much it. We now have the camera added to the Switchbot app. Let's go ahead and move on to the next step, and we will go over the config in the app. Here we are in the app, and right off the bat, you can see the events that it's already logged as far as motion detection goes. Now, just underneath the image there, you can choose to pause the camera if we want, as well as take snapshots. The phone icon in the middle there allows us to do the two-way audio, and then that camera icon allows us to record video. We also have the option to switch to lower quality video there at the top corner, or even turn on audio if we want to hear the sound of what's going on the other end. If you click on features down at the bottom, this is where you can enable privacy mode, which will turn off the camera. You can sound an alarm if you needed to. So we can manually turn on the spotlight. And then we also have the ability to enable or disable night vision, as well as enable and disable motion detection. The last button on the bottom there is playback, which is where you would view cloud recordings or local recordings if you had a micro SD card. This is also where you find the manual recordings and snapshots. So if you manually take a picture or record a video, this is where you will go to find those. But if we hit settings up in the top corner, we have the ability to change the name again if we wanted to. We can check the signal strength or modify Wi-Fi settings here. We also have the ability to enable privacy mode here if we wanted to. But if we go into motion detection, we can make adjustments to the settings like create a detection zone if we want, or change the sensitivity. There's also the option to enable human detection, pet detection, or just all motion detection if we prefer. You can even set it to sound an alarm on detection if we wanted to. Let's see, we got cloud storage. This is where you can sign up for a monthly plan if we wanted to. Under local storage is where you make changes to your micro SD card if you're using one. Under basic settings, we can turn the indicator light on the front. We can change the power mode, as well as modify video display settings like turning off the watermark or flipping the screen, as well as adjusting the talk volume for that two-way audio. Under alert notifications, this is where you can enable the app alerts or disable them, as well as configure email alerts if you prefer to use those. Then, of course, we got the installation guide, which will run through all of the instructions for installation if you needed to go back through that. Under cloud services is where we can set up Alexa or Google Home. Let's see, we got battery information. This is where you can see the current charge as well as if it's connected to solar power or not. Under firmware version is where we would update the firmware or check for whatever the current version of firmware that we're using. And then lastly, you got the basic device information. But that's about it as far as what options you have available to you in the app itself. Let's move on to the last step. I'll show you some footage from the camera, both daytime and nighttime, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so let's start with some footage from the Spotlight camera itself. We got daytime footage, and it looks pretty good. This is 1080p video, so decent quality. And then we have some nighttime as well. I only have footage with the IR night vision, the infrared night vision. So unfortunately, I couldn't get the Switchbot app to record footage with the light turned on. It would only give me like 1 second clips, which obviously is completely useless, unfortunately. So I'm not really sure what the issue is. I don't know if there's a bug in my firmware on my camera or something. I don't know. So that kind of leads to the issues that I actually have with this camera. All right, so for starters, I was getting flooded with motion alerts for human detection when there was nobody there on the camera. I mean, you would look at the little clips that it would show you. There was nothing there, but for some reason it kept going off. And I actually had to power cycle the camera to get it to stop throwing the alarms, which was kind of annoying. Next to that, of course, was the issue with being able to record footage. So I ran into issues multiple times trying to get decent recordings of video footage to show you guys. It would just do like a 1 second recording. Like I would do the recording for 30 seconds, and then I'd go look at the recording. It would only be 1 second. And so I don't know if it's a problem with the firmware, some sort of bug, or just an issue with my camera. It's hard to say. But those are two main issues that I had with the camera itself. The other thing I don't like about it is the fact that you could just basically walk up to it, grab the camera, and walk off with it. It just sits inside that little mount. It's easily removable, and obviously, if you took it home with you, you could then reset it and put it on your own network without any issue, and you have yourself a camera. So I feel like there needs to be a better way to secure this thing and lock it down because it doesn't seem like the best solution. That being said, I love Switchbot's ecosystem. I love how all of their devices play well together. So if you have a lot of devices in the Switchbot ecosystem, then you may want to look at this camera. But I feel like they still have some kinks that they need to work out for this to work really well. For paying about 90 bucks for the camera, or 120 if you want the solar panel, you may want to hold out or try to get it on a special discounted day so that you can get a decent deal on it. Nonetheless, I'll have a link to Switchbot in the description below. They have tons of devices. A lot of their stuff works really, really well. You're going to want to go over there and see what deals they currently have running. As always, I want to thank everybody for donating to my Buy Me a Coffee link. Every little bit helps. If you haven't had a chance, head over to my spring merchandise page and check out all the Burns Home Automation merchandise. And if you're looking for the latest smart home gear, you're going to want to check out Smonet. I'll have a link in the description below. Head over there and see what deals they currently have running. And if you're looking for the latest smart window treatment, you're going to want to check out Smartwings. I'll have a link in the description below for them as well. If you go over there, you can see what deals they currently have running. If you're interested in buying and selling stock or maybe cryptocurrency, you're going to want to check out Robinhood. If you sign up with that link in the description below, you and I both will get a free share of stock. It's a win-win for both of us. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comments below. As always, if there are any videos out there that you would like to see that I don't already have out there, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll see if I can't get something put together for you guys. Otherwise, I'll see you guys around.